Hi, my name is Vincent Wazir.
My name is Mitchell Johnson.
Hola, me llamo Marvin.
My name is Miguel Antonio.
My name is Cleo Antes. Is my stylist here yet? I'm 28 years old.
I'm not okay with what I'm wearing.
I'm a massage therapist and I'm also a dancer.
Repeat the question again, what was it?
I'm from Houston, Texas.
My name's Marvin. I'm from London.
And I'm a dancer.
I have been out since I was 13, like 15 years.
I've been out since college. I'm 28 now.
Well, it was quite a long process actually. I think I was 29 when I was comfortable with saying I'm gay. So yeah, I would say let's say 4 years.
I was 16, and it wasn't by choice. I was actually getting in a lot of trouble at school. Constantly arguing with my parents. My dad, I got in an argument with my mom and my dad, and my dad took me outside. He's like, look, I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to tell me something because I'm having a hard time. Your mom's having a hard time. What's wrong with you? And I had nothing. I didn't know what else to say, but I think I'm gay. He kept it up until I was 25. He never told my mom. I finally decided that I wanted to tell her. So I was on the phone with her. I was like, hey mom, I got something to tell you. She's like, what is it? What do you gotta tell me? And I was like, mom, I'm gay. And she goes, you're gay? She's like, you're delusional. You don't know what that is.
I didn't really come out per se. It all happened like one night. It was me and my like really good friends in college. My friend Glenn works at this bar in the gay part of town, and I went to school in St. Louis. On my card, I paid for it, which my mom still had the information for, and checked on the regular, hashtag sophomore in college. And it's just the next day, I just bought shots for everyone. And it's really cheap in St. Louis, so it wasn't a big deal. It was like 18 bucks for 5 people doing shots. The next day, I went to work. I got a long text from my mom saying, what is this bar? I looked it up and it's a gay bar. I hope you're not gay, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, I was at work, I'm just like, oh yeah. Like, yeah, like it's nothing you did. Like, you're not doing anything wrong as a parent. Like, I was trying to like be comforting, which is kind of fucked up because I'm the one that has been fucking hiding and having to deal with it like myself.
I've kind of always known, and I told myself for the first time when I was 6 years old. I looked myself in the mirror and said it. Whenever my parents would leave the house, my sister would put on the Nasty channel, and I just remember always being interested. Even at 4 or 5 years old, I would just be looking at the guys' butts instead of the girls, and I just always had a feeling something was different about that.
6th grade. It was like t-shirt, baggy basketball shorts, just blonde hair, blue eyes. Like I liked it, and I never felt that way with like a girl before. I was like, this feeling I haven't felt with anyone else. And I've had girlfriends before that kiss people in the coat closet in 4th and 5th grade. Like,
it was like my 7th grade summer, I think, and my mom was sitting outside by herself just chilling, and I felt like that was the moment for some reason, and I went outside and sat next to her, and I looked at her and I let her ask me what was wrong. I remember 3 main questions she asked. First, if I had hurt somebody, and I was like, no, I didn't hurt anybody. And then she asked me if I got someone pregnant, and I think my reaction to that question, the way I answered it, she finally asked, she's like, are you gay? And I just looked at her for a second, and I didn't answer right away, so she slowly put her hand over my shoulder, and I got freaked out. I didn't want to say yes right away, so I told her I was bisexual. I told her I liked both, which was a lie for sure, but she shed a few tears and she said it was okay. She said she always knew something was different. I was her sensitive little boy, she would say.
I went to visit my parents in Montreal, and they picked me up from the airport, and on the car ride back home, I came out to them in the car because I was like, I'm not gonna waste time, like this is what's happening. And so I came out to them and they were like, awesome, great, that's great.
I came out to my dad first. I thought my mum wouldn't care, and she has driven me to like acting lessons and drama lessons and dance lessons all my life. So I was like, she must know. Like I'm in Dirty Wine in the bed, in like the front room, and she's filming me, and I had like long braids. She's doing my hair, so I was like, you must know I'm gay. I just texted him when I went to my room. And I was like, hey, just so you know, Dad, I was like, I like boys, but if you want me to leave the house, let me know in the morning. But I still love you. He came into my room, and that's like literally 2 seconds later, and was like, hey, and he's like, that text you just sent me, is it true? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, all right. He's like, well, just want to let you know, I still love you, but just make me some grandkids.
I think I had just convinced myself for like all these 28 years of my life that I was just straight. I had been in relationships with women, including a long-term one of like close to 7 years. Like this man that I met was like directly flirty with me and made it very obvious, and I think it was the first time that that happened to me to that extent in that way. And at first I was a little bit insulted, but then I realized that I felt some type of way. I had made that choice that I did not want to be gay for some reason, and so I kind of brushed it off really quick. I tried to find my own answers, but obviously like I don't think that's the best way, because when something is buried so deep, I think it's, even if you ask yourself the question, you're gonna make up an answer to satisfy what you want to be. My girlfriend at the time kind of figured it out, and she pretty much is the one who outed me. And she was like, I think you actually have to push this questioning further. And so for her to just be open to letting me go and help me figure that out is pretty exceptional and special. It was a very hard and long process of about a year of me figuring things out and getting over a breakup. It was hard because I had to rebuild myself. Like, first of all, I had to get over the heartbreak and being destroyed about losing my best friend. And then I had to just find the strength to somehow push myself to experience dating men and the possibilities of me being gay.
My dad is a deacon in the Roman Catholic Church, and my mom works at in a church, Roman Catholic Church. And my dad, he was a little more comforting, so he came up and visited, and we kind of had a chat. We cried together. He's like, I still love you, all things you're supposed to say and stuff like that. I'm like, cool, you know, I think we kind of figured it out. And then it really was like the conclusion we came to is like, well, you're basically gonna pray about it and it's gonna go away.
Yes, I was scared. I was scared of rejection. I was scared of fitting into a stereotype. I danced as a kid too, and I had people in high school would call me gay, and at that time or in junior high school, I didn't really identify with it, but I didn't want to be gay because I danced. I just thought that it didn't make any sense. I'm not gay because I dance. I'm gay because I'm gay, you know. And so I think for a while I was in denial about it, and I wanted it not to be true. And then it just got to a point where I was like, look, I gotta be me.
I moved here with my ex-girlfriend, so that's what people knew of me. So obviously it was a big change of reality for myself, but also for people to like all of a sudden, like, this guy who was with this beautiful known girl now turns out to be gay. So just, I think the nerve came from having to let it be known.
But the media kind of does a couple of things, and I've noticed this recently. It's nice to see that it's like there's so much more of it, but unfortunately I can't see myself being a buff white man, clean cut, with another buff white man anytime soon. So it's a little tricky to kind of fit in that mold. We barely have Frank Ocean, and like, that's it. Like, we're not seeing the average Joe enough, and that average Joe becomes the boy next door, It's like, well, that's not relatable, and that was always hard because I never had anyone to really relate to.
Yes, I do think the media kind of paints the perfect picture of what a gay man is. I mean, and I think that's why I struggled with it so much as a kid, because you just saw this one type of what a gay person is, and it's not even about that. It's like a person is a person, and then you just have your sexual attraction, you know. So
Living in LA has helped me so much. We're just really seeing so many different types of people. You know, we have Hollywood glam, we have drag queens, we have femme, we have straight, and we have just a mesh of people from all over, where you can get all these cultures and different types, and people who all come here for that feeling of like, not freedom, but of almost like a free spirit like type, but with a goal like in mind.
living in LA, I think really helped me connect with myself. You just see so many different walks of life, so many different people, and everyone's like so open and loving. And this is like when I came to LA, it was like when I started to experience life. That's when I started dating. I didn't really date back in Sacramento,
So much more common to hear a girl saying that she's had experiences with other girls without people saying, oh, she's a lesbian. People are just like, oh, cool, you've tried, like, and were you into it? And that's it, like, that's the conversation. If a guy says, yeah, I've had an experience with another man, right away people are like, oh, he's probably gay. And it's like interesting to me how one is more accepted than the other. And I think it's sad because I don't feel like experiencing things automatically puts you in a category. And I do think that more men probably would want to experience it, and they just don't allow themselves.
It's not important. Like, it's really not important. Like, it doesn't make you any less of a human. It doesn't make you any more of a human. It doesn't make you any more special than anyone else. We're all exactly the same. You just like a boy.
One, it's like you kind of officially have to face who you are, because you kind of are building up this thought of like, who I am is a gay man, and once I say it, this is who I am. It's like, bitch, that is like barely a layer of who you are. Like, you're so much more, and once you say that, you can move on, you can move forward.
I feel like since coming out, I feel more authentically me. I feel like I don't have to hide. I used to avoid it in conversations. I used to not say it at all, and you're your biggest judge. You're the only one that's caring so much.
Explore it by yourself. Don't explore it with people, because that's not who you are. You're with those people, but you need to explore who you are and be comfortable by yourself as well too, because people will have their perceptions, and those perceptions might not be who you are.
Now, if someone asks me, yeah, I'm gay, I'm happy to be it. There's no fear attached to it. I don't care about the judgment.
What you are is enough. You're always enough. You're great, you're amazing, and you're you.
You're gonna feel so different, and you're gonna feel a weight lifted, that it's just gonna be cool. It's gonna be real cool.